toothpaste!
Hello guys, some guy talking here, and today I was just spying him, and I don't know what he's doing. Okay.
We coming for you, nigga!
Oh no. Oh, wait. Oh. Hello everybody. The Theclark10 Reactions. Finally I'm going to watch his videos now. I remember him. I used to watched him in 2018. I remember him, and you know I do really like his videos, I really do. But that was 2018. Now, you know, it's been a long time, and see how his videos are. So it's my first time. Well, first time since 2018. So I would say it's my first time finally gonna watch him, and we gonna watch it, and that's really it to talk about it, right? So yeah.
Recently, I read the worst YouTube comment ever, and I can't stop thinking about it. This comment lives in my head completely rent-free. It lives in its own private penthouse. The comment was concerning my upload schedule, and it was, if anime studios can make an episode of anime in 1 week, then these YouTubers can make a video in a month.
I mean, here's the thing. They're good animator, but like, here's the thing. That I could see that, right? But yet again, they're YouTubers. Right?
Initially, I reacted like, you think that's how this works? You think anime studios post an episode and go, great work, team? Well, time to make...
Yeah. No, I think I'm wrong. No, so I don't know if that's true, right? They could make this a cartoon for a week, right? It makes an animation for the week, but you know how hard it is to make it. It takes like, well, months, but it takes a lot of time. It's not easy. It's hard, right? It takes just a month, just like he did, and it takes like a lot of great time. Not easy. It's not really easy.
The next episode this week. Hope none of you have any plans. I know the working conditions in Japan are bad, but sheesh. I guess all the animators are just slacking off between seasons then, huh? And as I thought about it more, I realized I can't get too mad. This person is just uneducated about the animation industry and is probably a minor. And then I thought, hey, I know a bit about animation behind the scenes. Maybe I could talk about being an artist and educate people on the animation pipeline. So that way, I won't get any more uneducated comment for this video. When I say artist, I'm going to be talking about the Google definition of an artist. Noun, a person who produces paintings or drawings as a profession or hobby. You know, the pen and paper artists. I'm not really going to be talking about artists who make music or birthday cakes or take black and white photos of sunsets because I want to talk about cartoons. I make cartoons. Now, it should come to no surprise that I'm pro-artist. Well, not a pro-artist. Are you kidding? I know my skill level. I still can't draw fingers. What I'm saying is I will support anyone who wants to make art. If you're making art as a hobby, then that's a really great creative outlet, and having something physical as an end result is incredibly rewarding. But if you want to turn making art into a full-time job, you might want to sit down and consider a few things. Like, are you sure you don't want to go to law school? The biggest challenge all artists face is they have to eat food to survive. And in this capitalist society, food costs money. So artists are challenged to somehow take being good at making shapes and turn that...
This your bag, sir?
What gave it away?
Oh, you the Gecko! I filed a claim for my car with the guy.
into money. I know of 4 ways an artist can make a living. The first way is to be so good at art that people will pay money to hang it up in their house. The second option is to make caricature drawings at beaches and tourist traps. The third option is to sell your plasma. And the fourth option, which is the most common option, is to make drawings that people will pay you to make and do a little bit of
Literally just. So you're true. This is my short. This is very true. If you want to be an artist, money is literally. Is there any choice to ever to get money? Not really, but that's some choice. You know, it's just people. You know, if you're really good artists, you get people actually will pay you for a thing, right? For an art paint. Well, I mean art paint. For a picture, right?
option 3 on the side. Some artists will take commissions, which is basically an artist going, hey, I'll draw whatever you want, asterisk, for $100. And people will go,
heck yeah.
What the art should be free. I was going to give you so much exposure to my 50 Twitter followers. Or people will go, I want you to draw this cute animal character I made, and while at first your price might seem a bit high to the uneducated, I understand that art is a time-consuming process and you need to eat too. So here's a crisp $100. But another somewhat more stable idea is that artists will get jobs at studios or work for a YouTuber, and we'll be like, hey, we'll give you money if you draw specifically what we want, and if we don't like your art, we'll make sure to communicate clearly what we would like changed and work as a team to do the best we can. Or you're fired! And that leads us into animation. An important thing to remember for animation is that drawings equal time plus money. Exactly how much time? Well, to answer that one commenter's question, no, an anime studio does not make an episode of anime in 1 week.
Okay.
I think. South Park is what making an episode in a week looks like. And truthfully, that's very impressive. I take months trying to figure out what...
Here, I mean... If you're like, okay. Yeah, it takes like forever to make a... But I feel like, you know... You can make really good animations for a week, but like, of course you have to downgrade it and kind of able to get that, make a video every once a week, right? But you know, it's time consuming. Consuming. I mean, it's not all good, but like, it'll be okay, right? And it took a week, right? So
the heck I'm even going to talk about. Making a single episode of a cartoon from scratch takes about 2 years. Don't believe me? Well, let's see what Yakko from the 2020 Animaniacs has to say in the very first episode. At least, we still think there's a President Trump. You see, the writers are writing this in 2018. Now, that doesn't mean it took 26 years to make the first season of the Animaniacs. There's a lot of moving parts that happen when producing an animated TV series. For starters, the whole season of the show gets made at the same time.
Maybe, but
while the
I was
paused
like, am I
episode
wrong?
12, the storyboard team is boarding episode 3, and
but
the
not
design
like
team is
crazy
designing the
good,
bowling
right?
shoes
It's
that are
like,
going to be worn in episode 6. And it's someone's entire job to make sure that everyone's doing their job. This is called the animation pipeline. And there's so many other departments that I could honestly make a whole other video about this pipeline. If you're interested, I'll do it. But just know that it takes roughly 2 years to make a season of a cartoon show. And that's why when shows reference memes, they're extremely outdated. You know, like...
yeah. Just like movies, right? Just like movies. It takes like a year or something to make a movie, right? Right?
A boss? It's beautiful, isn't it? This exterior nighttime city skyline background. This background was drawn by one of my background artists, Annie Loomis, and it took 7 hours to make. And it was used specifically for this clip. If it wasn't for the Cats movie, I would have thought Hollywood knew what they were doing too. It lasted for 4 seconds. 7 hours of work, 4 seconds of content. So before we continue...
And it looks really good. You know why it is good? Because it takes so much time. It's just what it is.
I'm going to make you all sit and appreciate this background for another 4 seconds so I can double the value of this background.
The beautiful background. Good.
Backgrounds can
Yeah.
be a time-consuming
Could do that too.
process, and the whole purpose of them is to be in the back of the ground. They're not even the focus. So storyboarders will sketch out a scene to set the staging through layout, posing, and character expression. And during this phase, I'm trying to find places where I can reuse backgrounds or take pieces of other backgrounds and Frankenstein monster them together to make an entirely new background. Like how I used the city background to be outside this window, or how I took the buildings from this background, the bushes from this background, and the bench from this background and made an entirely new background. And hopefully, none of you noticed. Am I being cheap or...
Well, I mean, do you really want to take hours to make it? It's fine. I mean, it's cheap, but like it's okay.
cutting corners? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the point. That gives another background artist more time to make something else, like this James-themed city skyline. Instead of having to draw 20 different backgrounds of a bedroom, we already have a bedroom. Let's just do something else, please. It's not being lazy. It's getting the most use, the most mileage out of your hard work. I see this next story pop up on Twitter about every month, and it makes me want to stab my eyes out. If you look at...
Yeah, people don't get how about art, the animations, and art, and all that stuff. They just don't get it. It's like, oh, that took a year. It took a year. No, I could do that like a day. Like that doesn't make sense.
This scene from The Jungle Book and this scene from Winnie the Pooh, these two similarly proportioned boys are eerily moving in the exact same way. Wait, was this plagiarized? Did someone from Winnie the Pooh plagiarize The Jungle Book? No. Remember what I said about drawings equal time plus money? Well, back in the old days of animation, before fancy graphics cards and floppy disks, animation frames had to be physically painted onto floppy, transparent sheets called cells. So animated movies were essentially a really long flipbook with over 100,000 hand-drawn painted pages. Back then, drawings equaled even more time and even more money. This whole sequence had to not only be drawn 24 times a second, but it also had to have the correct timing to look like a little boy was jumping on rocks. Just because you drew 24 Mowglis doesn't mean they're going to look good when you play the frames together. So if you're making a cartoon movie in the 70s and you need a scene where a young boy character is just being a dude and throwing rocks, and you need a really climactic fight scene, are you going to spend the time and money drawing another boy throwing another rock when someone else already did that 10 years ago? Or are you going to reuse the animation the studio already made and then have more time and budget to make an even epicer fight scene? If these movies were from two different studios, then yes, that would be a completely different story. But Disney owns this movement of our boy Mowgli, so they're allowed to use that movement on our boy Chris. Turning your art into a full-time job is very difficult. I'm extremely lucky to not only have this opportunity, but to be able to build an amazing team of talented artists to create these cartoons and share them with you. And because of you watching these videos and supporting me, I'm able to reinvest money into the team so we can make better quality content and I can support more artists. It's a win-win symbiotic thing we got going on. So if you ever wanted to get into the art industry, good luck, get drawing, and start putting that portfolio together.
You gotta know that, see that video, our own eyes, seeing the video, that takes a whole month. And also, yes, you guys, they have a team, not just only the solo person. You could be a solo person just making an drawing with animation, right? It takes time. And let's just say a channel, like an animation channel, it posts a video, and you know, and the animation is really good, right? And it took 5 months. You know why? You know why it took 5 months? Because he's a solo person. There's no team. Yeah, I guess with a team, I guess it will like kind of reduce it to make it like a month. And animation is hard, so good luck. Yeah.
I'm 25. Yeah, I'm 25. That's a quarter of a century. And I've been doing YouTube full-time for a nickel of a century. My life's practically over. I'm at a point now where when people recognize me, they'll say, OMG, James, I've been watching you since the 8th grade. And I'll be like, OMG, your beard is bigger than mine. So I've been thinking, you know those going through puberty videos your 8th grade science teacher shows you for some reason? The ones that are like, Hey boys, I'm the puberty platypus, and I'm here to tell you that your body is going through some wonderful changes. You're gonna start growing hair in weird places and smelling bad, but that's just the wonders of life. And then for the girl one, it's like, oh, ladies, you're gonna want to sit down for this one. Well, I think they need to make a puberty part 2 video that they show to high school
Okay.
seniors and prepare them better for the quote-unquote adult life they're about to face. Schools just give you a piece of paper and a funny hat and send you off into the world expecting you to figure out your intricate and complicated life through what? Trial and error? I want the puberty part 2 video that I'm planning on making to start like this. The puberty platypus will come back on screen and will be like, well, kids, you did it. See? Puberty wasn't so bad. For some of you. Unfortunately, dear children, this is only the beginning. And then he'll start talking about all the fun things you can expect in the following years. Like, instead of growing hair in new places, for some of you, your hair is going to start thinning and falling out. And if you're a guy worried about hair loss, then I've got good news. This video is sponsored by bald people.
Oh.
They're paying me money to tell you to just shave it all. Shave it. Looking good, Rush! You're also going to be perpetually tired.
Okay.
And before you start thinking, I'm not going to be tired, I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep every night. First of all, no, you're not. And second of all, that's not going to help. You will still be tired, and there's no escape. Why do you think adults say, ha ha ha, don't talk to me till I've had my coffee?
Yeah, I'm tired. You cannot sleep. You can always be tired. I'm tired.
It's because every adult, from the moment they wake up, is dead tired. And we need stimulants just to function. You're also going to start getting excited about things you used to think were stupid, like furniture shopping. Sometimes you'll go on Zillow and look at the most expensive houses and think, oh, that's a nice kitchen backsplash, and then wonder where your youth went.
Oh, that's nice. Because $1 million. Like how you...
Another thing,
no way to live.
90% of the mail you get is worthless, but the other 10% of mail is very, very important. Like if you ignore it, your water, power, and Wi-Fi get shut off. Important. Or you'll get mail that's like, hey, you owe the government some money, and we know how much money you owe us, but we're not going to tell you, stupid. So you either have to figure that out yourself, or pay another person some money so they can tell you how much money you owe the government. Hey there. I don't want you to be scared.
Taxes. How you do it? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know how? You don't know how? You don't know. You would never, ever had to do it. You have to figure yourself out. You know, they could. If you don't know how, it's not your fault. It's just sad, right? It's not your fault.
Scared of
If
growing
you don't know how to do it, it's not your
There's still
fault.
plenty of pros that come with being older. And also, you can't escape it. You'll get to be independent and make your own decisions. Did your parents never let you get a tattoo? Well, now you can. But I'm going to put it somewhere that I can easily cover it up when I visit them for Christmas. That way it's not weird if I exclusively wear turtlenecks around them. I just like them. Another pro, you won't complain about the food you have at home because you'll only ever buy the food you like and can afford. You're independent now. You can eat cake for breakfast. However, if you do that, your stomach will hurt and you won't be able to move for 8 hours. Okay.
Save money. Okay.
Hey, at first you'll be able to get by with bagel bites for dinner. That's a standard college grade meal. But after a couple of years of that abuse, your body will go, yo, do you think you could throw down some, I don't know, fruit every once in a while? Yeah, we gotta make like new cells for your developing brain, and we've been making them solely out of bagel bites. It is genuinely upsetting that I have to figure out what I have to eat 3 times a day. There are some days where I'm hungry, but I'm not craving anything, and I know I have to eat, but I'm looking through my fridge, and I end up eating string cheese and grapes for lunch on a bagel. I wish I could just unhinge my jaw and eat a month's worth of food like a snake. Do snakes only eat once a month? I don't know, I hate snakes. 50% of my driving destinations is to the grocery store, and the other 50% is drive-thrus. It's all
don't feel like
food-based.
eating.
Oh, actually, sometimes I
have to
do
eat.
have to go to the gas station. Wait, that's just food for my car. I've been trying to eat out less, so I bought boxed frozen orange chicken instead of going to Panda Express. But then I realized I'm still eating out. I'm just heating up the orange chicken in my own microwave. Some of you might like cooking. I don't. Whenever I cook a meal, I purposely cook way more food than I need so I can get 2 meals out of only cooking one. I would rather eat progressively staler pasta all week than have to cook every day. But even if you like cooking, I know one.
That's one way to save money. It's just yum yum save it, yum save it until it's bad, and then you buy it, and it repeats.
An aspect of it you don't like, cleaning up the mess afterwards. Why do you think the rule, I cooked it, you clean it exists? And now that you're an adult, you're about to learn it never stops. Get used to doing the dishes and laundry because as long as you eat and sweat, those are 2 chores you do until the grave. Laundry is such a prevalent chore that I guarantee someone watching this video needs to put the wash into the dryer, but instead they're watching YouTube. Well, go on. Leave. I don't know how I'm going to handle folding dishes and cleaning laundry for the rest of my life. I'm only 25 and already burned out from it. Hey, speaking of burnout, I want to talk about something I just learned recently called having a healthy work-life balance. Some of you might have started working from home this last year. Welcome to the club. You now have no reason to go outside. So take it from a guy who's been working from home for 5 years. Go outside anyway. There's definitely benefits to working from home, like you get to work in your pajamas and
outside.
But it can be tough to work and live under the same roof. And I think a lot of young people have this mindset of being on the grind is a good thing, or at least a normal one. While it is important to work hard to achieve your goals, you need to be aware of burnout. And as a content creator who is his own boss, it's very easy to fall into an unhealthy work ethic.
Yeah.
If you think your boss is annoying, try having a boss that lives inside.
Sorry for not commentated. I'm literally focusing on his words. I'm like literally, my brain's like, I'm like straight focused. So like I'm literally focusing this. I'm literally listening. He's just like, that's true. I just want to listen. It's crazy. I'm not saying anything. I'm sorry.
Your head and will not shut up about working. It could be Saturday and you're hanging out with your friends and your boss in the back of your head will say, you could be working. There will always be work that...
Come on, work. You need to earn the money. That's life. I almost said it. But
needs to be done. You will always feel anxious about not posting. And since you technically live in the office, you could theoretically work well into the early hours of the morning every night. Or morning, I don't know. I want to talk more about burnout and my YouTube journey and how I'm managing it, but that will be for another time.
I like these like switching into about animation and stuff and how like life as an artist, you know. That's what he's talking about it right now. That's why he's you know, he's not like peaking anymore. It's not his prime anymore. Now he's kind of like how he is. What does it feel? What is an artist's life? What they do as an artist, right? That's what he's
time because I've been working on it. I'm definitely getting better. I'm more relaxed on the weekends and going to more social settings, vaccinated, of course. It's taken me a while to learn the importance of a healthy work-life balance and that it's okay to work on yourself. I'm not sure if you all related to that last part. Maybe give it a couple of years. But anyways, growing up is a part of life. Adulthood is something that you all should be looking forward to. You learn and experience so many things, and that's just your early 20s. And before I go, is there anything you want to add, Puberty Platypus? Am I ever going to find something I'm truly passionate about? I drift through every day doing what feels like nothing, seeing all my high school friends getting married and starting families, doing things that they're happy and excited about. It makes me feel even more isolated in my state of confusion and solitude. Who am I? Why don't I know myself anymore? What went wrong?
My philosophy. You guys, I do philosophy. What can I say? Just one. I don't want to go deep down. how can I say this about this? Not knowing yourself, or no, not it's not an identity crisis. Not as easy. I didn't think so. I don't know. Just find it. Find something. Just live. Just live. Just live. Okay, that's my philosophy here. And not to live. Okay. And I cannot say no more. Cannot say no.
Bagel bite? With great deals.
I don't know, man. What can I say? I don't know. Live, learn, experience. I don't know. I had no idea. They're gonna change me. Okay.
May I have your attention, please? Your attention.
I'm here.
Please. May I have some? Please. What if I put up gameplay of Subway Surfer and used a robot voice? Would that keep you stimulated? Wikipedia says that people born between the year 1981 and 1996 are part of a group called millennials. And I am a 96 baby. Hello, year of the rat. What's up? I'm cusping on that millennial Gen Z line, so I can relate to all you Gen Zers, okay? I know what cap means, I know what drip means, and I also don't—
I had no idea. Here's the thing. I had no idea about Gen Zs. Even though I'm not really a Gen Zs. I know I'm not a Gen Z. Okay, that was a little bit about me myself. I had no idea about Gen Zs right now. I cannot understand it. I can't. Because I'm a 2010 person. But now I cannot comprehend. I cannot understand it. I cannot comprehend about the Gen Zs. Like, it's really just, no, it's just, I don't understand. I had no idea about Gen Zs. I have zero knowledge. I can't understand it. I can't. I feel like when I did one oopsie doopsie, they were like kind of aggressive or something. It's like I'm not Gen Z, and I would not really consider myself a Gen Z. But I don't know about. Like, I cannot, like, I'm not a Gen Z. I'm not, like, I cannot blend in the Gen Z. I can't, because I can't understand it.
I don't remember where I was when 9/11 happened. However, Gen Z, there
It's okay. Alright, continue.
is a difference between us. We're both a generation that grew up on the internet. But you grew up with the internet. We grew up with the internet. The internet didn't used to always look like this. It has metamorphosized a multitude of times. Now, if you talk to an older millennial, they'll tell you the horror stories of the late 90s internet. How the internet used to be paired with your home's landline. And if you don't know what a landline is, good.
Yep.
If you wanted to surf the net at blazing speeds of 7 kilobytes a second, then you couldn't use your telephone at the same time. This was before texting even existed. So if you needed to talk to someone, you had to call them and look up their phone number in that 20-pound weapon known as a phone book. And then if someone else was using the internet, they'd get the pleasure of listening to. Although, if I had to make a sound that represented the entire internet, it would sound exactly like this. I didn't grow up with dial-up, but I did grow up in a time where the internet looked completely different. By the time I was exploring the interwebs, we got speeds up to 1 megabyte per second. So the highest quality video you could stream on YouTube was in 240p, or this big. And it would still buffer a lot. Gen Z, you weren't there when YouTube had a 5-star scoring system and the subscribe button was yellow and people would put these things all over their videos.
Yeah.
You weren't there when the videos were in a 4:3 aspect ratio because that's what TVs looked like. You weren't there when a background for a website would be a never-ending grid of a JPEG and music would play against your will and your cursor.
And it was so low of bad things. Gen Z now, they're just straight up animals. Now, in the past, I feel like it's just less now. Kind of get me there. I mean, okay, of course, bad people always been a thing. Like, I'm talking about generations. I'm talking about Gen Zs right now. We're talking Gen Zs right now. as I speak. A Gen Z possibly hurt someone. I'm speaking right now. Someone hurt some Gen Z young person hurt like an old man. Right? It's like I'm speaking right now. Maybe. Yeah, I'm talking about Gen Zs as like evil, but not all Gen Zs. But like I say it's like they don't understand. That's what they don't understand.
Would turn into a sparkly wand and okay, that's actually pretty cool. Whatever happened to that? And then the person who built the website would go, it's looking pretty good, but you know what this web page really needs? A counter that'll tell you the total number of people who visited. Let me just copy this HTML code I found online.
Okay.
And if you're around my age and you also had unsupervised computer time, then great, you were also there to experience the pre-puberty years of the internet. Try to imagine the internet without social media. No Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or MySpace. Were people back then just not talking about themselves or sharing their opinions online? Were we as a society more connected with the people we knew in the real world? No, of course not. People have been sharing their opinions online since day one. They were just doing it on random message boards. I know it sounds trivial nowadays, but there was once a novelty in being able to type anything you wanted into the computer and then someone else you didn't know would instantaneously respond. Even Neopets, a game targeted to children, had chat rooms and let anyone send unfiltered messages to children. I'm surprised I didn't meet any weirdos. That's one thing that'll never change with the internet. There will always be weirdos online. In fact, most of a weirdo's life is spent behind a computer. I would know. I think people loved sending messages so much that sometimes your friend would send you a message that said, "You've just been hit by the duck truck. Send this message to 8 of your friends and you'll be as sexy as a truck." Ignore and you'll be hit by a 16-wheeler. You have 7 days. And instead of blocking that person, some people would keep the chain going. Hey, I have a quick question.
Look at you. Some people are like, that's a great meme, and just.
When was the last time you ever had to type a specific website into your address bar? Probably somewhere about 10 years, give or take. You just type in a Y, and then YouTube pops up. You put in a T, you get Twitter, and P gets you picturesofelligators.com. And if you had a specific question you wanted to ask the internet, you just Yahoo it, right? Yahoo? Oh, no, that's not the one you kids are using. You kids are using that new search engine, right?
Goku.
Ask Jeeves?
Goku. Google. Oh, yes. I use Goku as my research. Alright, Goku. Why he's a little bit edgy? Like Goku respond, well, I don't know, man. Alright, thank you, Goku. Google. What are you talking about?
I know there's like 4 main websites that everyone goes on, but back then, instead of having a social media account, people made their own websites. So there were a bunch of different
I feel like when the modders, back then it was like less, so people were kind of, people were still bad back then, the internet, early internet, right? So people were still being bad, but it was like less. But when it's a moddered, kind of more like, moddered, to change, like make a live changing thing. And I see why Gen Zs are just so bad, because the internet, they're just so modern. It's just the evil thinking brain. It's just do evil stuff. But in the 2000s it was less than it moderates more in 2010s. Well, 2010s is still less, but it kind of grow the evil of young people, right? Kind of in the internet doing so that bad stuff the same. Now it just got worse. It just kind of then young people, Gen Zs, just worse, bad, just bullying people. Why? I don't know. I cannot understand it. And that's my take.
Websites for you to explore, and to help you find those websites, you had a few search engines to pick from. Everyone loves to dunk on Bing for even attempting to be a search engine, but back in the day, Google had some competition. Obviously, I can see why Google ultimately won the search engine battle. Google is a great company, and I would recommend Google to
Yeah.
all my peers and coworkers. I love Google. As much as I love the internet, some of the best memories we had on the computer weren't even on the internet, were they? Sometimes the internet would just go down. But did that stop us? Did we go outside?
No.
No. We were still able to supply ourselves with hours of entertainment even without an internet. All you had to do was click Start, All Programs, Accessories, Games, and then...
And pray that for every single day.
Space Cadet Pinball. I guarantee every millennial watching this right now just got hit with a big wave of nostalgia. This game might seem simple because there's only 2 buttons that you can press, but when you really got into it, this game had a whole lot more going on. Trust me, Space Cadet Pinball was all we had sometimes, and I cherished every second of it. But if you were anything like me growing up, you were also practicing your art skills. And luckily, every computer came pre-installed with a top-of-the-line painting software that every artist needs.
It's time for the Coke debate. Who's the greatest cash backer of all time? I earn 1.5% on finger paint just so you can touch the paint.
Got 3% on barbecue, too. That ain't the only thing that's getting smoked.
Would you just say cash back like a pro with Chase Freedom Unlimited? How do you cash back?
I said I plan a Paris honeymoon. I've never even been to Europe.
AI that with Copilot.
Yeah, this program's got everything.
Everything it has.
There's a line tool and a bucket tool and a circle tool.
Okay.
And sometimes when I was really bored, I would make a black rectangle, scribble the freeform selection tool on it, and then blammo. Yeah, I still got it. I just made a masterpiece. And Fun James bonus tip, for some extra self-induced epilepsy, hold down Control-I, which will invert the colors, so your masterpiece will go, oh my God, oh, it hurts to look at.
Hey, looks like you're trying to create a conclusion to this YouTube video. Would you like my help?
No, Clippy.
Clippy.
Even when you were around, I never used you. I just liked having you there to keep me company.
Okay.
The internet is still a relatively new invention that is ever changing the way we live. And we have yet to see the full effects of what being connected since birth does to a person. The fact that the accumulation of all human knowledge can now fit in your pocket, that's going to affect your day-to-day life. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to get off the internet, touch grass, and live your life to the fullest.
I would say responsible, right? We just use this. Just think right now. Like, do I really need to watch YouTube? Do I really need something that to not waste time, right? Something that you need to, could use it. Yeah, of course, everyone uses it. This is the best, right? And like am I wasting time? Am I wasting time on my phone doing nothing? If actually doing nothing, you're doing nothing. You need to change that to actually do something. So, I think that of like every day, use a phone and do whatever in it, but sometimes people don't actually think like they're not wasting their time, but they're actually wasting their time on their phone. It's just dumb.
Otherwise, I'd be a hypocrite and unemployed. There's no denying all the positive things that the internet has to offer. But I'm also not going to deny all the negative things that come with instant gratification, too. As technology advances, so too do we advance the amount of time we spend online.
Yeah.
The internet can connect us to a million different people and perspectives that we never would have been exposed to before. But it can also expose us to some really nasty people and perspectives. And the only thing we can do about those people is shrug and say, sorry, that's the internet. So, are we, as a society, better off with the internet?
Well, use responsibly. I mean, I know people use their phones every single day, but I feel like kind of reduce that somehow. Reduce it somehow. It's like because you wasting time on it, but you just kind of. What are you doing? What are you doing? Kind of, I don't know, a job or something. something that is worth of your time, not wasting on something of it. Can I get me here? Can I get me here? No, but you know.
I think so, but I don't know, just remember to drink water and stretch. All right, that's the lesson of this video. Go stretch. I'm serious. Right now, go touch your toes.
Alright, fine. I will do it. I will do it. There we go. There, I'll stretch. Holy moly, that's so many ads. That was it. That was all the Adulthood. They're a little dark. It's not bad, but you know, it's whatever. This is pretty good. I really like this. First thing, animations are hard. And second, I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Alright, goodbye.